you can get these little, I think they're called sparks or
Okay.
something like that. I don't remember. My memory is terrible. Actually, no, it's in the name. Sparks. They're definitely sparks. And they're odd.
Alex, I wanted to get you in here to tell us about
here.
some... Hi. Can you tell us about what games you wanted to actually discuss that you played during Next Fest? If you can remember them.
I scrolled through a lot, like hundreds of the Next Fest games.
Me too.
I scrolled through them to look at them. And my big issue is a lot of the games I was looking at were either genres I didn't really care that much about. Some of them, side-scrollers, for instance. I am not a person who wants to play a side-scroller. I do not care for them.
Did you try sorting by genres that you liked?
I did a bit, yeah. I did play like 10 of them. For instance, one I did play we just talked about in the last segment, or if you're listening to the podcast just a minute ago, I did play NIMRODS, Gunkraft Survivor, and that was incredibly fun, and I want to play more, but I also want to take a nap when we're done with this.
Certainly, yeah.
And so that one we already just...
Play in your sleep.
Yeah, I don't think I could have died.
They screen it to you under your eyelids. That's how they do it now.
Great.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, you probably could. You just got to get the eye toy or whatever it's called.
The steam retinal implant.
Yeah, you just control your character with your eye movements. NIMRODS was great. We just discussed it a minute ago. If you want to listen to our last video, go watch that. At the end of that, you'll find NIMRODS. But as we discussed, being able to craft a gun, I loved that the game visually changed the appearance of your gun as you upgraded it. It wasn't just, you got an upgrade. It was like, oh no, you've got a bayonet on your gun now.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got a charm. You've got that heart charm you just got. Yeah, you can see that on your firearm now.
There is something so great about actually seeing cosmetic changes to your characters. Yeah. When I was doing my best to worst list, I went back to play a little bit of Hi-Fi Rush, and what I forgot about, or I guess I didn't really see before, is if you change your shirts and all of your costume options, that becomes what your character looks like for Chai in every cutscene. All of your characters change immediately.
That's always an appealing thing when games do it. Yeah. I do wish your character... I wish I had been able to unlock one of the characters for NIMRODS. I had not found a way to do that, or found the character, or whatever you need to do to get a different character. I think more character options would be great.
I'm not sure if they're available in the demo right now.
I think one said coming soon, and the other one I just couldn't find. Maybe I had to get those, like, shards for materials to unlock it, but I wasn't sure. Vampire Survivors, but more refined and more... build variation, I want to say.
It's basically a giant dopamine rush.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
but what we didn't mention about that is there's missions that you can do. Like, there's a mission board in there.
I guess they're
more or less achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're kind of like more or less achievements. Like, stay, like, don't move for like 90 seconds after starting a game.
Sure.
So you basically got to defend for 90 seconds. Yeah. And that's a good way to get money too, is completing those missions.
I've done so many of them. They're kind of like milestones, is more so what I would say. Achievements are milestones. Yeah. And there's a firing range in the ship that you can just test your firearms on and be like, oh yeah, damage. NIMRODS was really fun. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it because we just kind of talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in what we had to say about NIMRODS, please feel free to watch our last video. Yeah. Or just rewind the podcast and listen to it again. I played a game called Voxlands.
Yes.
I'm sure you can guess.
I know that game.
Did either of you play it?
I have not.
Okay. I assume...
believe I did.
I saw it come up on, like, the main page several times, but I was so voxel-based
game.
Yes.
I'm sure you could have guessed from the name Voxlands.
Yeah. I got that from looking at it.
It looks okay. I have no problem with voxels. They're done well. I think the environment and the building and everything in it is fine. I think the UI in it could use some work. It was not great. It was kind of weird and didn't look stylized, really. A very basic UI. But the
Right.
concept of the game essentially is you've got I think a knife or a sword at the beginning, and then you get a gun, and it's like go kill some slimes and do a bunch of different missions for these people in the town, kill some monsters, you find some objective stuff, and then open up this portal up on top of the lighthouse.
Okay.
And I guess it's mission based. So as soon as you do that, it's like, oh yeah, mission complete. Do you want to go somewhere else and do one of these missions? Save the town, kind of thing. And I don't really think I liked it.
It sounds like a shooter, but with
A little, yeah. Like
voxel graphics.
if you're familiar
Yeah.
with Teardown.
Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't have
Mm.
destructible environment still?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
blow them up
oh,
with your gun.
okay.
You can shoot them apart and stuff.
Oh, like
So,
Red Faction. Sort of
It
like-
looks
Not-
like it is a
I mean,
shooter,
but
'cause
voxel.
It says voxel FPS open world.
Yeah, but like it's not like a conventional. When you say shooter, I think you're gonna be like shooting the shit out of things, lots. It wasn't really challenging
I mean,
like
we
a
shoot
shooter
the
would
shit
be
all the
challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We
Yeah.
shoot shit.
You should-
Um, it
See-
was more to me. It was more like Minecraft with a couple of NPCs that'll talk to you and be like, "I need you to help me out," and then guns.
Yeah. Well, see, when
But like,
when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, is this gonna just be Minecraft?" Because I didn't really. I guess that's why
Yeah,
I
I
thought
didn't.
that too.
I didn't. That's kind of why I didn't play it. I was like,
yeah, I didn't find any real. Well, I guess there's crafting in it, but I didn't experience any of it when I played it,
yeah."
and I put probably an hour into it, so I didn't put like a ton of time, but I did play it for a while.
So
But-
wait, is this just Minecraft with guns?
They already have mods for that.
Like,
I
like
don't really
Pokemon
know
with
because
guns?
again, it feels like it's objective based and mission based,
Mhm.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel like there's any real substance in those to me.
sure.
Like, there's not really a storyline I found to say tie everything together. It was really kind of strange, and I played it, and I was, Crave was on the couch, and I was like, I don't think I like this game.
You just actively, while playing it, was like, no. Just-
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
just
think
kind
I
of like, I
will.
don't think I like it. I'm like, I like the art style. Voxel graphics can be really cool when they're done well, and the destructible environments are always fun with voxel environments.
Sure.
I think I have not played, I have seen it played, but I think if you wanted to get a game similar to this with a better experience, you could probably just go play Teardown.
Okay. All right.
Because
Fair enough.
as far as I'm aware, Teardown is incredibly fun, especially when it's like you're gonna do a heist. Go set up all the routes that you want to take and plan it out, and then go execute your plan.
Mhm.
That is much more interesting to me as a thought process than FPS Minecraft Lite.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Not a dig at Voxlands. I'm sure this has an audience that would like it.
Sure.
I am not that audience.
Right.
Right. It was interesting. I thought the graphics and everything were nice. I think the UI could use some work. I think some cohesion could work. Maybe the crafting elements, if I had gotten into them, would have been interesting. But I found no way to deal with them
Sure.
with the time that I played.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I don't know.
Okay.
Another game I played is called Omega Crafter.
Oh boy.
Did either of you see this game?
I saw several crafting games.
There's a lot. I played a couple because crafting games can be fun.
Sure.
I like seeing when they do things differently. And this one specifically did things a bit differently. Omega Crafter is, I don't know if it's open world, but it's a survival crafter. Except you get a little robotic companion. I think they're called Grammys.
Okay.
No, not those.
Not those? Oh,
Not
sorry.
those.
I was gonna ask if they
And-
were trying to get an award for music or music.
So it's this little cute little robot helper, kind of like what's the other robot in WALL-E?
Oh, not Bernie. The other one. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
It kind of looks like that, but it has legs and arms.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
So you get this little companion. You can give them decorate their head, pick their color, whatever. Give them a name. They'll follow you around. They'll do combat with you. That's cool. You have a companion the whole time. But it's a town builder. So you collect resources, and you can build like a town square and do some crafting stuff. Didn't get to like building a town with houses, but it's kind of an automation game as well.
Sure.
So it's survival crafting with automation. Now, you can build extra robots to do the automation stuff. So a little bit like how Power World, you can use the pals. This one, you can have these guys do the things. The difference is that you get to tell these guys what to do. And by tell them what to do, I mean, you get to program them. And the UI for it is actually written out as if it were programming language.
Oh.
So it's got a drop down that says, like, it gives you examples, like, tell it to do this. So you say, use the crafter if you have this material, make this many, loop, etc. So it'll have all these options, and it's really interesting. As someone who doesn't know any programming, it's the if this, then that, loop it, and then do this until you've done how many or whatever. And so you can program them in different ways. You can program the one that you have with you. You can go set a routine for it, for instance. Be like, go collect rocks. Basic routine. It will go anywhere within a radius around you, and it will mine or pick up any stones that it finds.
Nice. Okay.
And then it will bring them back to you. And that is a really cool quality of life thing for any survival crafting game or any automation game, I think. You can program it to go chop trees. You can just kind of sit there and be like, yeah, you go chop trees. I'm going to take a 5. I'm going to sit down.
Sure. Yeah.
So I thought that was really neat. I didn't spend a super long time with it because, I don't know. But I thought it was really neat to be able to go, hey, we're going to make a survival crafting game, but also have a bit of automation in there, because sometimes survival crafting is really fun and done well, and other times the survival part is very tedious.
Sure. This looks like if Pal World met Satisfactory.
A little
that.
bit.
I can see that.
I am a big fan of both of those games, as you're aware. I love Satisfactory, and Power World is quite fun as well.
Yeah.
I think Power World could take from this being able to tell your pals what the fuck to do in your base.
I'd love to be able to automate my pals to do things.
I wouldn't doubt that something like that's coming in the future. I mean, you know.
I just need a base management screen that says, here are your pals in your base, give them a task, they'll do it. Priorities.
Or even prioritize tasks if they have more than one ability, like if they have watering and gathering. It's like, water first, gathering secondary.
Yeah. Prioritize my cat. Yeah.
So this game,
if they just have one ability, then it's no brainer. They're only just going to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this game takes that and lets you go, hey, you can actually just program all these bots to do specific tasks, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really cool concept, and especially if you were, say, interested in learning a little bit of coding, it seems like they even say it when you do the thing in the tutorial. It's like, cool, you're a basic programmer now.
Yeah.
And then you do a different task, and it's like, you're an advanced programmer now. Good job. You're a dev just like us. And I'm like, that is cool.
Nice.
So I thought that was neat from like a geek kind of area of gaming.
And it looks like people won't have to wait long to play it. I mean, the demo's still available, but it says it's releasing on March 28th. So about a month and some change.
Yeah, I would say if either of you or anyone listening to this likes survival crafting, likes automation and games that look like this, try it out with the demo. It might be something you're interested in if you like programming language and being able to be like, if this, then that, then do this, and execute it and have that happen. This might be really rewarding for you in that kind of way.
Sure.
I'm not into coding. I probably would have gotten really confused later on by going, wait, how am I supposed to do this logically?
Yeah. Fun graphic style
and
too.
Like you said, how it's how it has some elements shared to Powell. But for mine, it's Powell and Valheim. It's single player and online co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also has partial controller support, which people like.
If only there was full part controller support. We can hope one day.
So next game I want to talk about, this one was really interesting. I didn't know what to expect going into it.
Yeah.
This also is a more of a automation game as well. I realize that automation is something that can be really, really fun to do, but it's not quite a town builder. It is called OddSparks, an automation adventure.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw that on the Next Fest page.
Yeah, these were all on Next Fest. You should.
No, I'm saying I think I saw it on the front page on one of the days.
Yeah, I
almost downloaded this actually.
It's interesting. The graphic style and everything is super cute. It kind of reminds me of not Animal Crossing. I haven't really played a lot of Animal Crossing. You don't build like a village, but there is a village. It's in that vein of cute games. But when I was playing it, what I thought of was Pikmin.
Oh, okay.
And I've never played Pikmin. I am familiar with the concept. I've seen how it is played. You get this army of little Pikmin, and you can throw them at things to do things and whatnot.
Sure.
And they will do tasks. This one, you can get these little, I think they're called Sparks, or something like that. I don't remember. My memory is terrible. Actually, no, it's in the name. Sparks. They're definitely Sparks. And they're odd. And so you can have them follow you around, and you can be like, I want to throw them at this thing. If you throw them at a tree, they'll try to chop it down. If they throw them at a rock, they'll mine it. They'll collect resources for you. They'll pick up resources off the ground. So where your crafting and stuff comes in, they'll collect all the stuff for you. Or you can do it yourself, but why? You've got these guys who can do it. Other ones have specialized things they're good at. I had some that I think had hands that were really good at, like, crafting speed.
Sure.
There are some that have better attack or defense because you can kill monsters. The monster design is really cool. There's a beefalent, for instance. It's an elephant looking thing that looks like a bee.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought that it was going to be like a cow. Beef.
No,
a
it's this
beefalent.
weird bee looking thing, but it's rotund like an elephant would be. It's kind of adorable.
Okay.
It's called the Beelefant in one of the screenshots on the Steam page.
Yeah, that's probably it. I don't remember things properly. Don't mind me.
Yeah, beefalent is the protein that you get when you kill off the beefalent.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's related to the beefalo and Don't Starve.
Probably.
So you can do all these things, but then you can go out in town and be like, I want to build a infinity tree farmer or something like that. You can build automation facilities. You build this thing that lets you chop trees. You get these big giant magical tree things. You build it around it. You assign your little fucking sparks to it.
Nice.
And they will start just chopping trees. It'll just produce X amount of trees per minute.
Mm-hmm.
Then you build a path from it'll drop down into a chute, and you build a path to where you want it to go. So like you can be like, here's a path, here's like a place for storage, or maybe it'll go into like a sawmill. And so you get production chains. But you assign your little guys, your little sparks, you'd be like, I want 3 or 4 of you on the pathway. Just kind of doing around. They'll pick up stuff here and they'll drop it off, and then they'll pick stuff up here and drop it off. And then you can add logistics to it with different things for the pathing. You're like, maybe I want one of you to go straight and then the next one to go right. And then one of you go straight and the next one go right. You can set that up, for instance. So it's automation, logistics, production chains, but also Pikmin.
It feels like I had a little bit of Factorio in it too, with the way the automation is looking at the screenshots.
I didn't play Factorio.
I've watched a friend play it, and it looks like it takes a little bit of that with all the conveyor belts in this game.
Probably there's no conveyor belts in this. It's just these guys hauling it themselves for you. As far as I'm aware, I didn't get any conveyor belts. There might be later, but I just thought it was really. I thought it was a really interesting like matchup of something that looked similar like Pikmin, cute and stylized like that, with all these cute little guys that you can toss at shit and just like make them work for you, and then crafting and automation. And it's like, what? But it was fun. I think I put like 3 hours into it.
It does look really cute.
I would say if the demo is still up and you think that's something you'd like, definitely try it. It was like I didn't know what to expect going into it, aside from, well, I know there's automation because the name says automation adventure.
Mhm.
And then you get into it and you're doing these quests and you're talking, the story's kind of interesting, the townspeople are kind of interesting and weird, like in a good way. And then you go out and do all the automation stuff and it's like, okay.
Yeah, looks like the demo is still available. And it looks like the game's also coming out in 2 months. So I'm noticing a trend. I play games that don't have a release date. Alex is over here playing games that is coming out in the next month or two.
I didn't check any of that when I played them, so...
He does this. How dare you?
There's a couple others I did play. I could talk about one that was okay, or one I didn't like.
I'm curious about the one you didn't like, though.
Cool, the one I didn't like is called ArtifactSeeker.
Okay.
Subtext, I have no idea, can't read it, that font is terrible.
I'll look it up.
Picture on the cover is misleading.
Because there's...
3D roguelike survivor.
Wow, look at this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So this one, lo and behold, is Vampire Survivors like.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm getting that.
Very colorful.
Yep.
Very colorful. From what I remember when I played it, it was very much similar to like Vampire Survivors or NIMRODS and whatnot. And oh man, you basically would pick a character, or you start with the first character. You could get a couple others. They get a weapon that they choose, and then you get upgrades throughout the level as you level up. You can replace, like, you get a bunch of abilities that'll fire off automatically, a la Vampire Survivors. You don't have to target anyone, it just does it automatically for the most part, until you get, like, an ultimate ability you can activate. And then you have, like, a shop, you can level things up, you can trade stuff. Has all the stuff you think you would have. I believe it was arranged in a format of, you do a battle here, and then there's a couple, like, different events you would do, picking your pathway.
Yeah, it's one of those pathway games that you usually see with, like, some deck building kind of games, those sort of things.
This didn't have the deck building, though, but you could, like, upgrade your weapons, upgrade the abilities the weapons have, and do that stuff. So that was interesting. All that other stuff was interesting. The actual gameplay, though, like, inside the game, inside the fights or whatever, the arenas, not really all that great. Like, I know you're probably looking at it. The graphics were kind of strange. Like, they weren't bad. Like, animation and the actual, like, on-screen graphics, not gameplay graphics.
It's wacky.
Pictures. Yeah, it was just this weird mashup of, like, you know how when you're playing a JRPG or a game like that, and you got your little cute little 3D models in the game, and then they go to just a 2D comic book style characters talking.
Yeah.
It felt kind of like your menus have the characters like that, but then your gameplay is like that. Except this doesn't look as good as those two.
Right.
And it was just kind of weird, because like the character movement and the perspective was really weird, because it's 3D. But from a top down, so it's more like an ARPG.
Yeah.
But not, and you don't have to click anything to do it. And like, I had the first character with swords, and then the abilities are just kind of strange. I didn't find myself engaging with like any of it. Like, I was playing it and going, oh, okay. And I just kind of pick things and not look at any of the other stuff around it and just be like, that looks good. This does more damage. That does better damage. This is fire. This does lifesteal, for instance. Cool. But, like, none of it was connecting with, like, any of the dopamine receptors.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah, I get you.
Like, NIMRODS, we just went over. Dopamine, 100%. You're just like, I want to keep playing. Build better gun. This one, not so much at all. Like, I made thousands and thousands of gold, and you can re-roll your items and pick different enchantments, and I feel like it might have been too easy.
Yeah.
I feel like it might have been too easy. I don't remember if I had difficulties, and maybe I was playing on normal.
Sure.
But, like, I think it felt way too easy. Like, you could complete the map. You know, you pick your thing, you pick your next thing, you pick your other location, do the boss fight. But I don't think I died.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that kind of a game. Does it have roguelike elements like you would have in a Vampire Survivors, where you start at like level 1 when you get into the scenarios, and then you build?
Yeah, you start at level 1, you level as you go through it. But I think the roguelite element is that you get the money, and you get. I think you could keep items you found on your run.
Sure.
And then you get to like pick one to start your next run with, for instance.
Okay.
So that was interesting, I guess, because then you can be like, oh, you got a better version of that item. Do you want to keep that instead? And everything you don't keep will be discarded. It's like, sure, yeah, that sounds great. And then you can pick the items, you know, a couple items, 1 or 2, I think, to start your next run with.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is cool. I like that. Like NIMRODS had the pick a gun for your drone. That was really cool.
Yeah.
This one just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Did you play this game before or after you played NIMRODS?
Before.
Oh, that must have been sad for you, and then you played NIMRODS.
Yeah, so like I played NIMRODS and I thought it was great, put like 10 hours into it. And this one I
oh god.
I think I might have put an hour or 2 into it.
I mean, visually this game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
like,
alright.
The artwork looks nice.
The artwork I think was better than the 3D models in game. The 3D models are a little weird with the artwork, I think.
And I enjoy some roguelikes like this, or bullet hells, where it's like you select the map and choose your adventure of where you want to go. Because that's the unique part for games like this, is like your run's not going to be the same, because this is how your runs go.
Yeah. And I think it did have some things where like, oh, you've got like, instead of just a fight, you've got this thing that's like an event, and like it gives you a big thing of text like, oh, this thing is happening, what do you want to choose for, like a choose your own adventure style thing. So that was neat. It's like, oh, I'll help this person out, and it's like, yo, you got this item as a reward. I'm like, okay, but like that's a weird thing to me to put into a bullet hell or a bullet heaven. You know, a roguelite with these choose your own adventure elements into it can be an interesting concept. But in a game that it should be all about the action, I think, of when I think of bullet hells, it takes you out of that action to make like a judgment call. Maybe that's it. It was just kind of like weird.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
I will say though, for a game the way that it looks visually, it looks like it would be a bit more of a demanding game, especially with the way the abilities look like they're popping off. I'm looking at the system requirements for this game. This thing can run on a potato.
A brotato, maybe.
TI-89.
Yeah, its recommended is 8 gigs of RAM, at least a 950 NVIDIA card, and 2 gigs of storage space. Windows 7 or newer. If you're someone who never upgraded past Windows 7, you can play this game.
Yeah.
Minimum, you only need 2 gigs. Minimum.
It was weird. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it. I guess if you're going with like a Yahtzee scale of, you know, judgment on a game, I would probably say it was bland.
Yeah.
And that's kind of worse.
Yeah. This style, like, and I think it's worth noting that like Vampire Survivors has had such an impact on the gaming landscape that it seems like there's a whole genre around them that everyone's trying to emulate. I've played some good ones. I've played some really sad ones, even during this next fest. But I think a lot of them just end up being very kind of bland or boring. Is what it amounts to.
I know.
So outside of NIMRODS, which demo did you enjoy the most?
It might have been OddSparks, honestly. That was just like a pleasant, cute little adventure. I did play one other one that I did before Next Fest, but was in Next Fest because I saw someone play it. It's called BoreBlasters. Essentially, you. Oh,
did you say Boar?
No, I'm just thinking this is perfect for you. You get revenge on the boars.
Yeah, the D&D boar. No, this is you're boring into the earth, like drilling.
Oh, that's not as interesting.
Yeah. No.
I thought you were gonna pick up a boar and start shooting the tusks out of people.
No, but it looks like my kind of game. Dwarf mining exploration.
Yeah, so this one was a you can use a helicopter. I don't know why a helicopter if you're drilling into the earth, I guess, but whatever.
Probably because you're playing as a door.
Well, that would feel like more gnomish to me, but that's fine. But you go down, you collect resources, you mine out stuff, you try to get to the bottom and do a thing, upgrade your helicopter and your guns and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I didn't really go into that because it was before Next Fest, but it's been enough time that I don't really remember enough of it.
Sure.
So I wouldn't say that. It was fine. I don't think I'd end up playing more of that though. But yeah, out of all the games I played during Next Fest, aside from NIMRODS, which was my top pick, I would say probably OddSparks and Automation Adventure was the one I had the most fun with because it was just kind of a cute, good time adventure. Like the artwork and the world seemed really cute, and we are manly men who love cute games. Get over it.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
I will say looking at the screenshots again for this game, the artwork style, it reminds me a lot of Clash of Clans.
Suddenly, no longer
a mobile game, and I played hundreds of hours of Clash of Clans.
Oh, well, there you go. Good luck. We're gonna have to do an episode about mobile games sometime.
And which ones work and which ones don't?
Oh, we'll just have to get the people behind Raid Shadow Legends on here.
Oh, that would be great. They can sponsor us.
Yeah, well, they can just talk to us. What was your impetus on making Raid Shadow Legends?
I tried Raid Shadow Legends, and I don't have much to say about it, to be honest.
And they would have gone, money.
Yeah, we want to make money, and good job, you did that. You did succeed. But anyway, okay, cool. So
this has been my list of games from Next Fest, I guess.
Steam Next Fest. So this is good. So basically, Klayton liked NIMRODS, and you like NIMRODS. So and I didn't play NIMRODS. So I think
you also liked NIMRODS. So we'll come back to that in another video.
You're gonna join us soon.
I'll end up liking NIMRODS when I play the demo.
He's the Nimrod man out.
Yeah,
it'll be a Saturday special update. Nathan has played.
I have now played NIMRODS.
Wow. Nathan has not stopped playing NIMRODS. Good job.
And
he's neglected now.
That will be my new thing.
Next is gonna be well. He's neglecting his pals right now. Why? Because he's still playing NIMRODS.
Funny.
This is just import NIMRODS into Pal World.
To be confession, since we played the live Pal World, I have not picked up the game since that point. I have not actually played it at all.
Your poor Neopets. I mean pals.
Oh, yeah. My Neopets are dead. My Neopets are dead. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Sorry, Kiri.